What is the evidence we have for alien hybrids walking among us, researched by several doctors, professors, and psychiatrists like Professor Dr. David Jacobs, Dr. Carla Turner? For several years since the 60s, abductees have been brought under hypnosis. There were several creatures reported all over the world in the same way. These creatures were human-sized praying mantises and reptilian-like aliens running a hybridization program, mixing themselves with our DNA. According to several hypnotic regression researchers, these aliens are interbreeding and creating hybrids to the point they look like us and we are unable to see the difference between them or us. There is little to no evidence this is real. I've done 2 years research on their work, trying to find out how people could have these memories under hypnosis, and how this could be real in any way. Here are the stages of hybrids abductees witnessed under hypnosis. These are paintings from real abductions from people all over the world. After the gray aliens come the human hybrid stages. It's a step to walk among us. This is a painting from one of the hybrids from the book Walking Among Us. These human hybrids are known to abduct people on Earth, how to integrate into human society, or sometimes on board UFOs to train abductees or use some abductees as target practice for mind control training. Aliens and hybrids have the following techniques. They can remote view your location, alter your state of consciousness, paralyze you, give you a dream, mind control you from a far distance like giving them your credit card without awareness, read your mind, turn invisible, into a shadow, and even into light orbs. Aliens and alien hybrids, their techniques seem to be very similar to magicians, especially mentalists, very scary similar like disappear, predict events, read your mind, hypnotize you, make you forget things, alter your perception, the form of either hypnosis or subliminal hypnosis. According to Dr. David Jacobs, they grow in higher positions in no time because of their mental abilities and techniques. This brings us to the next research. Many people in the UFO community have a hard time finding evidence. Some even give up. People tried to look for weird acting people, and more. The way hybrids use words and ask questions is very spirit-like.
What purpose does it serve? What are the set of rules? What are its tasks? You belong to us. You must not go there.
They seem to be very rule-based. Since evidence was very hard to find, I left it for a while, but then I thought, they can move objects with their minds, talk in telepathy, can levitate, pass through solid objects, turn invisible, project themselves to others, mind control and possess people. It sounds very much like the activities of poltergeists. After that, finding evidence became much easier. Hybrids wear white garments on board UFOs, exactly like Ghost Girls. When Googling for aliens and poltergeists, you will find that the Pentagon's research connects aliens with poltergeists. It seems that some spirits are beings without a body and are completely invisible. Aliens and hybrids are of both worlds and do have a body, as both aliens and poltergeists share the same abilities. They are both beliefs in nature, can give us dreams and even memories. This is the reason some hypnosis on abductees can be unreliable. Poltergeist can also paralyze you during sleep, mimic alien abductions, and even implant false memories or possess people. They might be the cause for people having mental illnesses. Here are videos that in theory that can be very real and related to abductions, missing time, people having imaginary friends, being mind controlled, to play along and have their memories wiped in the form of hypnosis, done by aliens or hybrids after an abduction, to forget the event until going under hypnosis. Here are video clips that can in theory be very real and relates to people being abducted by alien hybrids turning invisible like magicians, and cause for people to miss time, have imaginary friends, being mind controlled to go along.
Officer, I need a base. Yeah, there's still no sign of the missing girl out here. We'll keep looking. I don't know. Base, I think I got something. Hi, little girl.
Hi.
What's your name?
Eva.
Eva?
Yes.
Officer, I need a base. I think I've located the missing girl. What are you doing out here?
Oh, I'm playing with my friends around.
Juliana? Oh my goodness. Get over here now. Come with me. Why not? Come with me.
Because my friend didn't allow it. She loves cheese.
Okay, I'm getting out of here, dude. You can stay with the little girl.
Let's go.
And later have their memories wiped in the form of hypnosis like the mentalist does after abductees can only remember the event when going under hypnosis. The concept of these clips is that alien hybrids can turn invisible and talk in telepathy. This is why Dr. David Jacobs regressed abductees, having memories under hypnosis, like going to the mall to learn the human hybrid how to do daily human activities. After the abductee goes home, they will forget the event at the same time and will be missing time.
Waipahu haunted? Well, some say it is.
Yeah, on this Halloween night, the department has allowed us to share another video, the unexplained paranormal experiences of a former security guard.
Like wood clanking together. Now, no one was supposed to be here that night, so he went to go check it out. As he passed the K-9 building, he could hear the dogs going nuts in the kennels, running around, barking, kicking their food dishes, so he knew he wasn't the only one who could hear it. When he got near the SWAT house, the noise got louder and louder. As he looked at the building, he noticed that all the wooden shutters were opening and closing repeatedly, but there was no one standing next to the windows working the shutters. What's more, it was a windless night, so the wind wasn't blowing the shutters either. Tony took a few steps closer to the SWAT house, and all at once, the shutters stopped moving. It was dead quiet. Even the dogs stopped barking. Tony slowly walked towards the SWAT house, peeked in through the window and said,
Hello? Is anyone here?
but no one answered and the building was empty. But wait, Tony's story doesn't end there. A couple of nights later, Tony was doing his regular routine, closing the front gate, making sure it was secured, and doing his checks around the property. Everything seemed normal, and of course, he was the only one at the academy, so he decided to sit down in the breezeway to pass the time. But as he stared out into the parking lot, he noticed an old lady dressed in white walking towards him. At first, he thought the lady may have been lost or needed help, so Tony waved at her to get her attention. But she didn't respond and kept walking toward him. The funny thing crossed his mind. He didn't hear the gate open, so how did she get in? As Tony stood up to ask the old lady, she disappeared. Tony thought, oh no, not again. But this time he decided he better call his supervisor about it. So he turned and guess who's standing there? Yep, the lady in white. And guess what? She starts slowly walking towards him, eyes fixed and staring at him. By now, Tony is freaking out. He's so scared. He can't move. He's frozen. She's so close to him that he notices that her face looks angry. He tries to yell or scream. Nothing comes out. Then whoosh, she disappears again. Tony let out a sigh of relief and slowly looked around. But this time, no one was there. He sat back down to gather his thoughts. He couldn't believe that the ghost appeared twice and was coming after him. Tony was about to stand up and call his supervisor when guess who decides to show up? Yep, the old lady was back, and this time she was sitting right across from him. This was too much for Tony to handle. He sprang up and booked it the heck out of there.
What further physical evidence do we have for UFOs and aliens or hybrids? Evidence we definitely have are orbs of light, shadow figures, and people claiming to have imaginary friends. Here are some real abduction drawings compared to children, their imaginary friends, their drawings.
Reggie, Do you have a question for our guest this evening?
Oh boy, you betcha. All this talk about dem aliens with the you know, what are they, UAFs or whatever they call them, you know, all the footage and everyone talking about it. It's like, what is your, like, I know that doesn't necessarily mean aliens, it is just a UAF, but I was wondering if you have a theory about that.
Well, when it comes to aliens, there's some things I just can't tell you on air.
But you'll tell us off air? Great.
You know, no, look. The truth is that when I came into office, I asked, right? I was like, all right, you know, is there the lab somewhere where we're keeping the alien specimens in spaceship? You know, they did a little bit of research, and the answer was no. But I have nothing to report to you today.
Okay.
Unless, like, that. See, here's the question: Reggie might secretly be an alien, right? You remember in Men in Black? And so when he asks all these questions, he's deflecting. Think about it.
You are not the first person to have this thought.
Do we know what he looks like behind those glasses? Right? I mean, his eyes might blink in the wrong direction. So that's a question that everybody can think about for a second.
I feel there's a pattern here. Okay, the last digit we're not going to expose, just between you and me. And
Further evidence we have is that we can only point out to some mentalists that are able to read people's minds being actual alien hybrids.
Just look at me and think of the last digit. I think this is, just between you and me, I think this is the last digit. Am I right?
You're correct, my friend.
Oh my Amazing! God! Amazing! Amazing!
I was too lazy to change it.
You have to change it.
Now, this is kind of interesting, but you know what this means? I don't know what this means, but you had another number in your mind?
I did.
Like a date or something?
In fact, it was a date.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you were mixing, what was the other one, please? Just for me, just to...
It was 1967.
Like this?